Hi guys, I'm on day 3 of my How to Care For series. So today I'm going to look at the powder blue tang. These are slightly harder or slightly more advanced reef keeping fish. I think due to they're so prone to getting ick to white, they're very susceptible to the white spot parasite. So I'm going to go through everything I've done to look after this fish. I've had this fish now for probably, this is one of my newer fish, and I think I put him in when the tank was set up in April, so maybe it was a little bit later than April. Maybe I've probably had him about between 4 and 5 months anyway. And touch wood, I've never had any outbreak of ick in this tank. I did quarantine him for, I think it was about 14 days beforehand, which is probably not enough, but I kept an eye on him and he showed absolutely zero signs of white spot, and there has never been anything shown up in this tank. Not to say that it couldn't, but currently he's all good. So I'm going to do my top tips on how I look after my powder blue tank.
Of when I bought him, and this is him in a 60 litre quarantine tank with a sponge filter and some live well. Here he is today. Class these tanks as moderate to expert for the sheer fact that they are so susceptible to white spot, and I think you really need to be prepared for that when you consider putting one of these tangs into your tank. This one seems to be a lot more active. He definitely uses the whole of my tank, and as you can see, what he likes to do is swim towards the power heads and get blown back, sort of play with the flow. Really obviously likes to get a lot of exercise. Also really good little cleaner as well, really munching on algae all the time. A really good part of my cleanup crew. Of the water conditions that I would recommend for any reef fish. Also, I found when introducing a new tang to a tank which already has some tangs in it, that moving the aquascape around a bit and introducing the tang at night, I think that really diffuses any aggression that might happen. I haven't ever seen any signs of aggression with any of my tangs, and I think that's down to keeping him in an observation tank so I could add him very late at night, and also mixing up the surroundings. So I believe that all the fish thought they were in a new tank. Again, these tangs definitely need a lot of vegetation in their diet, so seaweed, and I believe you can even feed them different types of lettuce, although I never have. Nori, some pellets and some mysis shrimp daily. It really does go to show how much these animals eat, because I have an auto feeder which feeds 8 times a day, and I also add a sheet or a couple of sheets of nori to the tank, and he still has time to graze on the rocks as well, so like a little lawnmower, continuous eating. It's also good to note that these tangs can actually get to 9 inches in size. That's a big fish. Also a big fish that likes to use the whole of the tank to swim around in. So definitely for those of you with larger aquariums. And the use of a UV sterilizer when having one of these fish in your tank, because they are really prone to the ick parasite. But overall, for the past 5 months, I've had nothing but pleasure from this fish. It's been a real joy, so hopefully he'll continue to be so. I have heard that these fish can get quite dominant as they get older, so it'll be really interesting to see how the dynamics of the tank play out over the next few months and years.
Right guys, that's it for my third video of how-tos. So this was taking a look at the powdered blue Tang. I hope this information has been helpful to somebody. If you've got any more information, please stick it in the description below, put it in the comments section. And yeah, if you like these kind of videos, please subscribe and do all the good stuff, like, share, comment. And yeah, I think we'll do the yellow-eyed cold Tang next. Let's keep with the Tangs. So tomorrow I'll do the yellow-eyed cold Tang.